you doing today? My name is Ryan, and this is Down to Business Reviews. This review is a week late. I missed the boat on reviewing this film in time for the SourceFed Nerd Movie Club show, but I wanted to get the review out there anyway, because this was also a film that was requested of me to review, so this episode is dedicated to you, Aaron, for requesting this movie as well. That said, last week for Movie Club, we watched Ghostbusters, directed by Ivan Reitman, and starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Sigourney Weaver, Rick Moranis, and Ernie Hudson. When three New York City parapsychology professors lose their funding from their university, they use their skill set to start a unique pest removal service called Ghostbusters. I should start a list of iconic films that I've never seen, because it seems like every couple of weeks I need to confess that there is another movie that I have not seen. I mean, this guy who likes to talk about movies, and you're sure has probably seen tons of movies, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen, so this is all a front. I've never seen Ghostbusters. I know, I even love Bill Murray, and Bill Murray in the 80s is like quintessential Bill Murray, so why have I not seen Ghostbusters? I don't know, I couldn't tell you. Well, no, I can tell you why. It's because it had Ghost in the title and I wasn't allowed to see it. So, a full 30 years after the movie was released, I finally sat down and watched Ghostbusters. It was about as good as I expected it to be, but not as incredible as its pop culture status would suggest. That said, let's get into the right and wrong. What did Ghostbusters do right? At the time, this was a very original concept for a film. I'm sure there had been ghost movies before, but this was the first hugely popular film that used modern paranormal research as its subject matter. True, it's also a comedy, but there are some concepts at play that factor into real life reality shows today, like Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters. I don't care if those shows are faked or not, but I just really enjoy them. Going into this film, I didn't realize that really it's just a vehicle for Bill Murray to be super hammy. But if you like Bill Murray, that's okay. If you don't like Bill Murray, you might find his character to be a little bit on the annoying side. But really, I mean, the majority of the humor in this film comes from Bill Murray and, in my opinion, Rick Moranis. The film also makes very heavy use of matte paintings, which is kind of a lost art form. It doesn't look, 100% photorealistic, but it's that kind of 80s vibe and aesthetic that if you like that, it's all over the place in this film, and in my opinion, it looks beautiful. It's charming, nostalgic, and beautifully 80s. But what did Ghostbusters do wrong? While many of the puppetry effects are really cool, there's only one or two shots in the film that rely very heavily on stop-motion animation, and those scenes in particular have aged horribly. They're the only shots in the movie that took me out of the experience. Unless they wanted to wait 10-15 years to film the movie, that's kind of the only way they could do it, and it looks awful. Bill Murray is also in the negative part of this review. Personally, I enjoyed him about 80% of the time, and then there's 20% where he just really annoyed the hell out of me. I'm not really sure why I feel that way, but it kind of feels like he's just trying to out-funny everyone else in the movie. He hams it up a lot. There really is only one huge thing that bothered me about Ghostbusters, and that is the general public's instant acceptance of the crazy supernatural things that were going on around them in the movie. There is just insanity going on around them, and the people of New York just buy it. And then instead of acting discreetly or professionally, the Ghostbusters just kind of accept this celebrity that didn't make any sense. I'm really glad I finally got to see Ghostbusters, and I'm curious to see how well the sequel stacks up to the original, and if they'll ever make a third one. I doubt it, probably not. I'll probably pick up the movie on Blu-ray at some point because, I mean, it's culturally iconic, and it was certainly a lot of fun to watch. It was a great way to spend an hour and a half. Ghostbusters gets a B. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. The question of the week is, what is your favorite Bill Murray movie? Mine happens to be What About Bob? It's just a movie that my family grew up watching. I've seen it at least a dozen times. It will always have a special place in my heart. If you didn't know, I do these reviews for SourceFed Nerds Movie Club, which airs every Saturday on their channel. Be sure to check it out. Sometimes I get featured, sometimes I don't. It will have already aired for this movie, so don't look for that one. Be sure you follow me on Twitter, check out my Facebook page, follow me on the Googs+. Thanks again so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.